In the past years, technology has changed the truck industry dramatically. Today, there are many people that think they just absolutely need a diesel pickup, but most don't take the time to research the facts, and the majority are letting their understanding of what is manly versus what is realistic get in their way of making a good decision. The following will help illustrate the differences between the two powertrains and provide solid reasoning for the selection of one over the other. Your typical heavy-duty pickup 3/4 ton diesel can tow around 18,000 pounds, whereas your typical light-duty or half-ton gas burner pickup can tow around 11,000 pounds. Now that's not too much of a difference considering there's an $11,000 price difference between the two. If you have a business need to tow something that weighs 18,000 pounds routinely, I would agree with you that the diesel is required, but if you're just an average Joe like myself and tow a few things a year, you may be able to save yourself a lot of money. What many buyers forget is that a diesel engine weighs more than a gas burner and will negatively impact the payload that the vehicle can haul. Although the addition of a diesel engine will provide the towing capacity, it will also lower the payload capacity, or mainly speaking, the amount of load can be put in the bed. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that your diesel truck was built to tow. Your typical heavy-duty truck will get around 15 miles per gallon. Although diesel is much more efficient fuel, more bang for your buck, the typical decision is to maximize power. In addition, the diesel unit could also obtain a better fuel economy per gallon. However, the cost per gallon traditionally is more expensive. 15 miles per gallon versus 21 miles per gallon can make a huge difference in your pocketbook. Currently, gas prices average around $2 per gallon, and diesel fuel averages around $3 per gallon. Since 2012, a modern diesel engine will require urea, and this is an additional fluid that assists the emission system as cleaning the exhaust. This is an additional cost and requires replenishing after 10 fill-ups and a cost of extra $40 per gallon. Now the next thing to consider would be your maintenance. Your typical light-duty pickup holds around 6 quarts of oil and requires an oil filter totaling about $40, and is required for every 6,000 miles. Your typical heavy-duty pickup holds about 3 gallons of Rotella oil and an oil filter, and are required to change a fuel filter every 6,000 miles, totaling to about $150. Also, 100,000 miles down the road, it will be time for injectors in the diesel, totaling $2,000, where your gas burner will need spark plugs totaling about $50. Tires will also have to be replaced. Normally, a tire will last, with today's technology, about 50,000 miles. And a heavy-duty truck will require a 10-ply tire, which is a bigger, thicker tire, and this will average around $100 more, where a gas burner truck will require 6-ply tires and are less to replace. Maintaining the diesel will be not just costly, but time-consuming as well. According to Truck Trend, there's a dramatic difference between the two when you're considering cost, fuel, and maintenance. A diesel will put a dent in your pocket fast if you're not using it to make a living. One thing to think about when buying a truck would be to consider how long it will run and how long you want to keep it. The typical difference is approximately $11,000, which includes a diesel engine and a transmission. The initial cost reduction in fuel economy and increase in maintenance will suddenly outweigh the value of the resale. The only need to purchase a diesel engine pickup is if the need for towing outweighs the cost. Now, outside of the owning costs, there are some operational concerns the operator or owner will need to consider and be willing to maintain. These items, such as maintaining the urea fluid and plugging in the vehicle to keeping it warm so it will start in cold weather the next morning. The amount of oil that is required to fill the crankcase versus a gas burner will cost an additional $100 per oil change. Additional maintenance items such as a routine fuel filter changes during preventive maintenance far exceed requirements of a gas burner. I've covered several reasons why anyone should purchase a gas burner pickup over a diesel. Unless you absolutely need a heavy-duty pickup for towing, you need to purchase the gas burner to save yourself time and money. If a heavy-duty isn't needed in your life, you spend additional money that you could save for your retirement.